Alright guys, I just got done dropping off a catering order. I was supposed to be there at 11:30. Restaurant ran like 10 minutes behind. It was a 15-minute drive. And then one of their little trains was stopped on the track, so I ended up delivering it about 7 minutes late. Hopefully me contacting support will give me some wiggle room as far as that late drop off, but you know, whatever, $30 in the bucket for today. That being said, normally I don't talk about political stuff, but here I am getting my brain involved in the government shenanigans. Watched a video this morning from my YouTube feed. It was by Fox News, and it was the Speaker of the House, what's his name, Mike Johnson or something, talking regarding the government shutdown. We're 21 days in. If this goes into November, which they stated that there was an 11th or 12th vote where the Democrats do not want to reopen the government. They want Trump to not shut down some of the democratic programs that are instated in the government, and they refuse to open the government back up unless, you know, Trump goes back on wanting to shut these programs down. Some of the things they stated were kind of silly. Like, you know, I don't know, sending money overseas or whatever. I don't know about all that stuff. I'm not up there with them at the White House, listening in on their conversations, whatever. I'm not in their brain. I don't know what they got going on. All I know is that there are hundreds of thousands of Americans who are going to be suffering here in, what is today? Today's the 22nd. Come November, that's what, 9 days? 8 days? I had to do the song. 30 days, half September, April, June, and November. Yep. 8 days. If they're still shut down, SNAP and WIC are cut off. Or not necessarily cut off, but they will not be receiving their monthly, you know, benefits. Of course, SSI is safe. But I don't know what other programs are involved in this, you know? What about Medicaid? We're all reapplying for Medicaid, the people who receive Medicaid benefits. What about, I don't know. What about Head Start programs? What about, you know, stuff like that? I don't know if all of that is government funded or state government funded, but I do know that the federal government does the SNAP, which is EBT, you know, food stamps, if you're not familiar with those terms. And it's Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, y'all. Like that. I just personally believe that they are all being childish. Like, why do we have to keep shutting down the government? And people are like, Trump is doing this. Trump is the worst president. But Trump didn't shut down the government. The Democrats, from my understanding, the Democrats are voting to keep the government shut down. Somebody brought to my attention, is this to keep the Democrats in a bad light? Perhaps. But they have always been like two squabbling children in the house. They can't get along. They can't agree on anything. Always bickering, always name calling, slurs, and just silly stuff. So is this what America is? You're not on my team, so you are the enemy. You're a bad person. I'm just not going to do anything that you want me to do because I don't like what you're doing. Like, so everybody's got to suffer because you two can't get along? Is that what this is? Like, this is just so silly. It's childish, in my opinion. And I just, like I said, I am not a political channel. I normally don't get into politics at all with the general public because a lot of people don't do research. They don't, know anything about politics. That's why everybody's like Trump. But it takes, as far as the government is concerned, it takes 3 to tango. You have 3 branches of government. They all have to, it has to go through 3 branches of government. It has to go through all 3 branches of government. And they all have to agree on it normally. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I went to college. I took political science courses. I paid a good bit of attention, not 100%, but I paid a good bit of attention whenever I was in high school learning about stuff, whatever. So, I know a little bit of things. I know a few things. I know enough to feel like they're being childish. And this is just stupid. It's ridiculous. Okay, y'all do understand that our banks, where our money sits, is backed by the federal government. And then I look at this too. Y'all know the stuff that happened with the AWS, Amazon's, whatever that is in Virginia? We know what's in Virginia. But, is that not convenient? That, a whole bunch of apps, a whole bunch of internet-related, AI-related stuff was shut down for, it was a good day. Even if it wasn't the whole day, it was a good part of the day. In the midst of this stuff, so what happens if the federal government is shut down and they are not protecting our money in the banks? What happens if the internet just goes off for everybody? What are we going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do whenever the stores have no food because there are hungry people out there cleaning the shelves out, stealing, looting? I got a notification on Amazon, and it disappeared. Oh, that was part of it. The notification disappeared. Then the AWS system went down, right? Then the notification was just gone. But it said that there is civil unrest. There is a potential for a high number of riots and things like that going on. If you live in the big city, we all know what the big city is. That is a dangerous situation that you find yourself in against your will. So, I just feel like, I just believe that if we could all just get along and look at the common goal, which is the welfare of our people in this great, supposedly, country, America, the United States. Do you not see that this is putting us in such a, people in other countries are probably laughing at them because it's childish. It's stupid. It is just stupid. Yeah, let's shut down the government because people can't agree. Let's just start not taking care of people because the government shut down and we don't want to, we're just not going to do anything. And you've got military families who are at risk for not getting paid. you know, you got federal employees sitting at home. Who knows if they're getting paid? They probably are, but you know, they have the potential for not getting paid anymore. And guess what? The world revolves around. It revolves around money. Even if the money is not physically in your hand. I wonder why this car is riding my ass for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all I had to say. You know, this is going to affect all of us gig workers because at the end of the day, a lot of our customers, especially Spark, are EBT people. You know, they can order their groceries delivered on Walmart, pay a small fee. They don't have cars and things like that. We have low-income families ordering from Dash Mart and ordering them, you know, DoorDash with a little bit of money that they got. You know, because they can't get anywhere because they don't have the luxury of having vehicles and things like that. Like, you know, I'm just taking all this into consideration. It's going to affect everybody. Then there's going to be less money to go around for them to spend that little bit of money that they've been spending on DoorDash or to get their groceries delivered on Spark or to buy a package on Amazon to get delivered to them or whatever, you know, because they're going to be having to pay out of pocket for food when they can't even afford to do so anyway. You know, it's a potential to cause homelessness, which is already a huge problem in America. Like, our homelessness is just outrageous. Like, I mean, I don't know. That's all I gotta say. I hope I don't get penalized too hard on this catering order, because I just got my stats back good from the order I missed while I was sleeping that one night, and then I already had one late order because you know, another restaurant taking their sweet time or whatever, and I just couldn't get there fast enough to get the order dropped off. And then I had an issue with my cell reception while I was inside the building, because, you know, some of these buildings have steel or whatever roofs or whatever it is, and it blocks the data. But yeah, let me get off of this video, and maybe I'll be able to go live later on and do some DoorDash, and we can talk about this further if y'all feel like it. But y'all be safe out there. You know, if you see some stuff going on, just stay out of it. Go somewhere. You know, I don't want to see anybody on the news that we don't know each other's real names. You know, I don't want to see none of y'all on a news article though. I don't want to see nothing about Dr. Plow was mauled by rioters, or, you know, sorry, Doc. Sorry, I didn't mean to call your name out like that, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe and stay beautiful and kind and all that, and I'll holler at y'all another time. I just had to get that all out of my system, you know. This annoying. Oh, y'all like my bracelet my baby made for me? Look, it says Mom, but then like this, it says wow. Anyway, have a great day.